Good morning. I've been guided to speak to you about trauma today, and it's something that I maybe don't want to do because right now it's happening in my own life. But I get this very clear indication this morning that, okay, you're hurting, so you need to speak about this to other people. And I think trauma is a very highly human experience, and we experience trauma in many different ways. We can experience, short impact trauma that only lasts for a short while. Let's say we're in a car accident, or we get hurt, we fall, and we rupture an Achilles tendon, like what happened to me. Or it can happen over long term. It can happen in our childhood when, something is continually happening to us that we are not able to be in control of. And a lot of times trauma is something that we're not in control of, right? So you hurt something, you're in a car accident, you're at a job that you really maybe can't get out of at this point in time. You're in a relationship that you can't get out of at this point in time. And so trauma happens to you quickly, and trauma also happens to you over long periods of time. And what I found in my own life, in order to sort of work with trauma, because for the longest time I was just kind of burying it down and I was just holding it, and that didn't help. So I started figuring out different things that I could do in order to release that trauma. And one of the things that I started doing was to actually express it, which sounds very simple, but to actually express it through your words is very, very powerful. So I would highly recommend talking to someone, talking to a professional, talking to a friend, talking to your partner, talking to your mom, your dad, whatever the situation is, whoever you can express this to. Because as you're expressing it, it's actually leaving your body. The second thing that I really enjoy doing is to shake it off. And that sounds like, okay, I'm not just going to shake off a childhood of abuse, let's say. And that's not what I mean. But what I mean is animals have this response to something. I'm sure many of you have seen it on different nature channels, is that as soon as something happened and it's extremely traumatizing to them, it's maybe a life and death type of situation, as soon as they're safe, they go somewhere, or they just stay there and they just shake. Their whole body just shakes, right? And this is a response of the body to just kind of shake everything up so that you can start from the beginning. And it's not that you do it once, like maybe the animal does, but you do it many times. You put yourself in situations where you're actually literally shaking your body, and you can shake your legs, you can shake your arms, you can shake your whole body. And there's many really great people that talk about how to do that in videos to watch, and how to really shake off your trauma. And another thing that I really like to do, which is a little bit weird, is when I'm alone in the car, I scream. So the first time I did this, I allowed myself to scream in the car where nobody was around to hear me, right? I was so surprised at the sound that came out. The sound that came out made me want to cry for myself, for all the pain that I had kept inside. And as I kept on doing this, on a continual basis, when I'm alone, I scream in the car. Or maybe it's just a little sad whimpering, right? But just allow it to come out through your body. It's super, super helpful. And it's weird when you do it the first time, you're like, whoa, where did this sound come from? But I would definitely do that. So, number one, talk, express yourself. You can even also journal, write it down. Number two, the shaking, right? Use actually your body's response and shake it off. And number three, scream really, really loudly. I think that's it for today. Much love. Namaste.